Module 28 Invoice Item CRUD Operations. Another free lesson to help you become a better coder. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Your continued support helps make these videos possible. And as always, I thank you all for watching this video. In this video, we are going to add invoice item table and its CRUD operations. We are also going to add the subform for this item and make sure that all is working properly. We will need 3 additional functions to work with these invoice items, namely the line number, the invoice total, and the reordering line number in case we delete an item. Let's get going. Good morning. Alright, it's been a while. It's been over 2 weeks since I released the project management. Let's get back to our program. Let's go to Access Projects, Project Management. We are going to make a copy of this last one right here. Last time we did the CRUD for the invoice. Copy, paste. We are going to make this time we're going to make a Module 28 Invoice Items. Alright, so let's go in there, let's take a look. Alright, let's see, let's take a look. Let me turn on my highlighter. There. Alright, let's so last time we did this guy, alright, and oh yeah, this guy expanded, so we need to make sure this guy does not expand. What we want to do is to list the items, invoice items on the bottom here, and allow admin to add additional items. So yeah, let's do that. What we need here though, in order to do that, we got invoice right here. Let's create a table. We don't want that. Let's go create table design. How about invoice item? And we're gonna need to tie this to the invoice. Basically what we want, we don't have an item to select, because we are not selling anything other than our service. So a service, you can basically call what it is. You can basically type in what it is instead of selecting a product. I mean, you could add a product, alright, but we're not going to go into that, adding a product. That would be similar to the CMS we did a while back. But this one, we're just going to add our item and the price. So yeah, let's call this item description. It's going to make it nice and simple. You know what? How about a line number? Number, and this line number is an integer. Alright, so we're going to take that long out. like so, and then here is item description. So we want to be able to type in what it is that they're buying or that we are charging for, and then the cost. Cost, no, it would be price. Cost would be something that we that cost us, but this is a charge price. So we're gonna make this a number and a double. All right, we're gonna allow digits in here. All right, let's mark this guy a primary key. Save. Invoice item. Invoice item. That's it. That's all we need. All right, let's build a CRUD. But before we do that, I want to open up the back end here first, and then say insert. We know what we're gonna insert in here. Invoice item. All right, now go to the front. Create object. Invoice item. Select, copy, paste, and we're gonna add this guy to a GUID DB access. Save. Now let's insert a module. All right. This one is invoice item DB access. All right, let's grab the right side, copy, and paste. Save. That's what we want to do. Now you notice we got line item here. Alright, so we'll go ahead and create a function to get the line item, a line number here. Let's see, I am going to copy this guy right here, paste, and then say get line number. Alright, and this will be an invoice ID here. Invoice ID, like so, and then this would be integer. We're gonna need a record source RS as record set, and this one will be select line number. So we'll want to get a max number. All right, so we'll say max line number as how about a item line number. All right, that's all we need. That's all we need. Now let's change this guy to ID. That's it. That's all we have to do. That looks good right there. All right, so now we want to say set RS equals current DB open record set, and then we are going to default this get new line to 1. Remember, initially we don't have anything here. All right, so we're gonna say, hey, you are 1 now. All right, now we're gonna say if RS record count greater than 0, then line number equals RS. Now this would be item line number plus 1. Yeah, plus 1. Now what if, remember, a null is still a 1, alright, a record count. A null is still a record count. So what we want here is, see there, we gotta have that, because null is still a record count, it's still 1. So it will more than likely come in here, because if you get a max, alright, that value right there will be null, and it's going to say, oh, you're something. So that's how you yeah, it's going to be null. Alright, and then I'm gonna close the file, connection file, close connection, set RS to nothing, and empty the garbage. Now we want to rename this guy. Alright, so that's what we have. Alright, so get new line. So every time we add an item to the invoice, we're gonna come in here, hey, give me a new line. Alright, and it's gonna go to this file table and then grab the highest line number, and then we're gonna plug 1 into it, or add 1 to it. Alright, now think about, what if we delete? So suppose we have 5 items and then we deleted the second one. So that means we're gonna have 1, 3, 4, 5. Alright, what we want to do is reorder the line number. In case we delete an item in between the lowest and the highest number, so we need to reorder the item. Alright, so let's go ahead and add another function called reorder. Reorder line number. Alright, and this will be a sub routine. I'm gonna go ahead and copy that guy, and we're gonna make this a private, since private, like so. Alright, now before I get into the code, right here, see right here, anytime we delete an item, alright, we say call, let's do it right there, call reorder line. Now we're gonna have to do a little dancing here. We don't have, remember this, we need this guy right here, invoice ID. So what we need here is, let's see, yeah, invoice ID as string. We need to grab this guy first, and then we'll yeah, RS as record set. I'm thinking as some record set, and then we need to say select right there, and right here we're gonna say set RS equals we're not going to execute this statement. We're going to say open record set, and then we'll say if RS record count greater than 0, then, and then here we're going to say s string s invoice ID equals RS invoice ID. See there? So we gotta make sure we grab the ID before we go into there. Alright, and then we're going to say call reorder line number, and then we pass in this ID. Alright, and now once we have that, we can go ahead and delete this guy. That's it. Delete. So that's how that works there. So let's compile this guy, see if that works. Get line. Oh yeah, we haven't done with this. We haven't finished with this guy. Reorder ID. This is pretty easy here. We're just gonna say get me all the records for this invoice ID, and then we can say if RS record count is we already have that. Let's take that out. If RS greater than 0, if record count is greater than 0, I'm going to do it right here. Take that out. We want to say RS, you move to the first item. We're going to do while, do until RS is in the file. Loop. And then we want to say RS, move to the next record. Alright, and here we say edit. Alright, let's see. So we need another variable to hold the line item. So let's call this line number as integer. Alright, now right here as well, we need to order. We want to get this guy as order by line number. We want to make sure that we have ordered by smallest to the largest, meaning 1 2 3 4 5. If there's if we delete a line 3, it would be 1 2 4 5. Alright, so now we can say I line number. We're gonna default this guy to the first line, and here we're gonna say RS line number equals I line number, and here we get I line number equals I line number plus 1. Now we're gonna increment this guy. That's all it is. That's it. That's it. Alright, so I'm gonna copy that and paste it here. Alright, so this is also a private. It's also a private. So see how we did here. So if we delete an item, we want to make sure that we reorder the line numbers. Good. That's good. Two additional functions for this CRUD. Now let's go to the front end. We're moving pretty fast here. we want to let's see what this one looks like. Yeah, let's massage this guy. All right, we're gonna make a copy of this guy. We're gonna make this guy an invoice. So let's copy, paste, and I'm gonna leave that name there. Do underscore invoice item. All right. Alright, let's massage that guy. Alright, first thing that we want to do is change this record set right here to invoice item. Alright, and we're going to open this book up. The only, see this I right there? We're going to change that to invoice item. This is individual item. Alright, and that right there will be our line number, so we're gonna change that to a line number. Oops. And that line number doesn't have to be that big or that wide. Would be right there. And this second one will be item description. There. Alright, so, and this one we are going to make this guy there long. Alright. Now this guy will be the price. See there, price. Alright, and that guy, we are going to make this guy right about there. That looks right. Looks good, looks good. Let's select all and move the guy up. And now we need to massage this guy. Change that date to line number. As a matter of fact, I'm going to select that one too, and then make position this guy as center. Alright, and then this guy will be item. How about description? And then this guy would be price. I'm going to do the right align on this guy, just like that. And I see this label here. We can put you know what, we can put a total price right there. Alright, I think that would be good if we put a total price right there. Let's do that. I want to make this guy just a tad larger, taller. The reason being because, yeah, we want to make this guy a total. I'm thinking out loud here. Alright, so let's change that guy to LBL invoice total. Invoice total. And then I'm going to take that out. What we want to do is to change his back style here to normal. We're gonna make sure that my bad, not the back style. I'm gonna go ahead revert that. It's the back color. Not that one. Oh, font color. There you go. We want black. Alright, and we also want right align like that. That's what we want. Okay, and that's good. Control S, save that. We want to also add a button right there. Okay, so let's go to let's go see what we can do here. I'm gonna go to this activity, copy design. I'm gonna copy this guy, copy, and then paste that guy right there. What we want is a button here, so we're gonna call this delete. Delete, just like that. I think that's good enough. I think that looks good enough. All right, so we're gonna command delete. That's what we want to do. What else can we do here on this guy? Let's move these totals. Make these totals way out here. There. And talk about totals. Let's go back to the code. We're not done yet. We thought we're done. All right. We're gonna grab this guy, copy, and then we're gonna say get invoice total. Just like that. All right. As a matter of fact, this will be the easiest one right here. I'm gonna copy this guy, copy, because show you why. Delete there, paste there, and we don't need line number. We don't need line number. Right here we want to say max sum of the price as invoice total. That's all we have to do, and we don't need order. That's it. And this would be function as double. I'm gonna copy that, paste that there, and initially it's going to be 0. All right, now I want to say invoice total. All right, and again invoice total. Initially it's going to be 0. All right, initially it's going to be 0. So remember, no always, yeah, there's going to be a record set is one record set. All right, or one no is still a number, so it's going to be a record count. That looks good right there. That looks good right there. What do you think? All right, so let's Control S. Let's get back to our program here. All right, cause yeah, let's do that. Let's go to click here, and then we want the confirmation. We can say if message box, say let's do a nice and simple. Let's say confirm delete. That's it. Confirm delete. No, we can make that a title. We can say, are you sure? Are you sure you want to delete this item? Yeah. And then we'll say, we want to say information and yes or no. Alright, information and yes or no. Now we can say confirmation, delete confirmation. How about delete? See there? And now we can say equals. You see? Yes. VB yes. Then. Alright. Let's see what else. And now all we have to do is just send a message. Alright. I'm just gonna add a dim boolean okay as boolean. It is just the variable to use. Yeah, you know what? Let's spell that out. Let's spell that out right there. Be okay equals invoice item db access delete me invoice item. What's our invoice item ID? Invoice item ID. I think we just a second here. I'm looking for invoice item ID. Okay. Let's did I miss it here? Oh, take a look at it again. What's going on here? Invoice item. My bad. Let's go back to the table here. Yep, we do make mistakes. Forgot an ID there. Oopsie. There. Invoice item ID. Save. Alright. Now let's recreate that file because invoice item. Copy. It's not that big a deal. I forgot an I in there. See that? Let's see the top right here. Forgot an I right there. We can just come in here and put an I. Well, we can just do that. Paste. See how I didn't paste the bottom one? Because everything is the same. I don't want to have to type this guy. So there. Save. Alright, now let's now on this one we can just massage it. On this one we can just massage it. See this item right here? You type ID right there, ID right there, it's gonna know right here the same way. ID because we're missing an ID there. I think that's it. That's it. Yep, that's it. Alright. Okay, no wonder I couldn't find that. Okay, let's go back to our invoice item right here. This is invoice item right here. Alright. So now we can say me invoice item. Yeah, still can't see. We gotta fix it. Oops. Alright, save that guy. This guy would be invoice ID. Invoice. This guy right here. Oh, there you go. It changed. Alright, now we're gonna copy that and make sure the name is the same. You see there? Good. Now we're back in business. Alright, invoice ID. You see that? That's better. Alright, so that's the delete button. Now no click. We don't need a click. Take all that out. Display invoice. We don't need a display invoice. Take that out. We don't have a search. Alright, but right here we're gonna do something there. Well, this subform depends on the invoice subform. Alright, so what we're gonna need here too, we're gonna need a, I'm gonna put that little box right there. That's a text box, by the way. Delete the label, and we're gonna name this guy txt invoice ID. Alright, and then we're gonna make this guy invisible. Okay, now what we want here, we want to load this guy, and we need to say, hey, go to the form, go to the invoice form, give me the invoice ID. Now to do that, the easiest things to do here is to go to one of these subforms that is in the admin. So the project right here, I'm gonna grab this guy right here, all the way up there. And now I can say me txt equals, this is the default, and I want to say if not is no, and then I'm going to paste that guy in there. You see there? And I'm going to change this guy. Oopsie, my bad. Change this to invoice. Then see there, else. See how I'm getting a little dancing with it. So we're gonna determine on that form if it's selected or not. If it's selected, it's gonna be something in here, or otherwise it's not gonna be anything in there. All right. So now we'll say if that item is selected, I want txt invoice to be like that. See there? Else, I'm going to leave that right there for now, because and we'll come back to it. Alright, but now here we want to say record source. we're gonna see if we're gonna need else or not, but otherwise we're gonna leave it like that. We'll want to say select everything from invoice item where invoice, see there, ID equals me txt invoice. That's it. That's all she wrote. Alright, now once we're done there, we also want to do the our label. Now our label is going to be like this. That's why I want to do there. Our label will be me label invoice total caption equals db invoice item db access get total, see there, and now we gotta pass in this invoice ID. Let's add some blur in there. Let's add invoice totals. We also want to format this guy. Let's format this guy. We're getting a little dancing with this. We want to format this guy to currency. Let's call it currency. That's gonna be good. All right, and we're gonna say me label invoice visible true, and here we're gonna say me label invoice false. That's it. That's how that's gonna work. All right. So, but we want to make this guy default this guy to something here, and that something has nothing, so it's not going to show anything there if the invoice is not selected. But if it's selected, you see that if it's selected, it's going to look like that invoice ID. And now we're going to say, hey, you are this guy. All right, so that's how that works. That is pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, let's add this guy to the invoice form. Let's go to let's close this down. Now we're gonna go to the invoice right there. Design. Remember, this guy was expanding. Let's select that, go to arrange. We are going to change that to a top left, and then we're going to make this guy just a tad shorter. All right. Yeah, let's add. I'm going to copy this label here. Copy, paste. I'm going to move him down to about there. Make him little Y for now, and then alignment to the left, and we want to say this guy invoice item, just like that. How about make a background, make that guy normal, the back style we are going to make that guy light, just like that. That looks good right there. Alright, now we're gonna add the invoice form to there. You notice the way I do here, you don't have to do the child and linking and all that. Alright, you could, you want to, you could. This is good right there. And go to the anchor again. We're gonna do this stretch down. Alright, stretch down. You see that? Stretch down. Alright, we also want this guy to stretch down. Otherwise, it's going to leave that big gap of space. Like that. Okay. Now, the question is, how are you gonna... You need to have some way to add this guy. Alright, so let's move this guy down further. We're gonna add a couple of texts in here. I'm gonna copy this guy, paste, move him down. Thinking out loud. Thinking out loud. I'm gonna make this guy tall. And then stretch this guy all the way out here. You know what? Let's make this guy. Let's drop this guy down further. There. I'm gonna make this guy widest. Perfect. And then the alignment left. There. Good. Good. Now let's copy that. Paste. We're gonna move him up. He's right there behind the right there. Oh, let's redo that. We need to grab both of these guys. There. Right there. Right. So this guy will be description, and this guy will be price. See there? And here we're gonna call this txt item description, and this guy will be txt item price. See how that works? I'm gonna copy this little guy right here. You see this little guy right here? Delete. See this little guy? Select that little guy, copy, and then pop out. I'm gonna select this guy right here and paste. See how I got it to paste? I want to say save. Select that and paste again. See that? This will be clear. We're gonna make all little form here clear. Yeah, that looks good right there. It's just going to be safe and clear. That's it. That's all we're going to do. All right. So let's change that command to save item, save invoice item, invoice item. and here is clear invoice item. Clear invoice item. Alright, so now let's go, let's select the save. Let's work on the save. And I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go way up there. Copy. Yeah, I want my iteration to be in sequence. And this will be clear. Just like that. Alright. So the clear is simple. Let's go ahead and work on the clear first. All we have to do is say txt invoice item description equals null, and then the other one is item price equals null. Alright, yeah, that's fine, and we can go ahead and make this back color equals light blue, item price, back color light blue. What is this guy? What is this guy? When it adds light blue, white, light blue. Okay, good. So that's how that's going to work. And what we want here, we want txt item description enable true, because we are going to lock this down too when we're editing invoice. Item price enable true. Save. Alright, you'll see how this is going to happen. Now on the save, we want to say if not is null, txt item description, and not is null, me item price, then else. So if it's null, we want to say this. The item description and price are required. Information, and then put required. That's it. That's it. Otherwise, see how we are dancing here. O invoice item as invoice item, and here I'm going to say set O invoice item equals new invoice item, and I'm going to copy this guy, select, control C there, paste. Oh, duh. See why there? Let's separate those two guys. Let's try again. Copy there. Line item equals invoice item db access, get new line, get line number, you see there, and this will be invoice ID, and this will be description equals me txt item description. This would be price equals me item price, and don't forget, I almost forgot, invoice ID, me invoice ID. That's it. All right, now we can say I'm going to add a bit here. Okay, be okay as boolean, and we'll say be okay equals invoice item db access item save, paste that object in there, and we need to call our subform invoice item right here, form dot refresh form. This will get our totals. That's it. That's all she wrote. All right, for the save. So now let's take a look at this load. See how it says set control. Let's go set control. That initially the current action is empty, which is right there. All right, and it says log item. Okay, log item. Here on the log item here, we can be a little fancy here. On the log item here, you can say enable, disable invoice items, because we know it's going to do a lot of locking here. See, this is unlock, lock, unlock, lock, unlock, lock. So if it's unlocked, this one, if it's unlocked, this one we're going to say disable invoice item. So we're going to say me txt item enable false, me txt item enable false, me command button add new, not that one, command item save item enable false. See there, me command clear item enable false. So if it's unlocked, that means the invoice is editing. All right, and we don't want to do anything with these guys. We also want to hide our subform because we don't want that delete button to be deleted. All right, visible false. Okay, so I'm going to copy this guy. When this guy is locked, I'm going to say enable. We want to say if not, we want to make sure that guy is selected too. All right, so if it's not selected, we don't want to do anything to it. So now if it's selected, that means if there is an ID, we want to go ahead and say enable true. This guy is true. This guy is true. This guy is true. Visible is true. Also, I was going to do something up here. You see here? We'll go ahead and take that out. We don't need it. Alright. So that's how that's going to work. That's how that's going to work. Alright. Let's run this and let's take a look. See if we if we have any hiccups. Alright. If we have any hiccups. Let's close that out. We are going to run it and just take a look. See if we get any hiccup. Alright, it's been close to an hour here. We gotta, yeah. It's a lot of typing, by the way. What's part of programming? Alright, let's go to invoice. Okay, good. It did not what the heck? It did not do disable all stuff. Alright. Let's let's move this guy back to there. Let's exit it out. We need to do some massaging still. Invoice right here. Oop, not that one. The form. This guy. So what needs to happen here? Select these two buttons. Anchor. See, move to top right. Let's do a top left. Control S. While we are there, I think what we need to do here is what we need to do there is copy this. We're gonna clear this guy call when it's locked. Right here, we say call. Alright. Let me see. Let's unlock. Lock. I don't want to have too many lines repeated, so we're gonna have to come up with, instead of retyping stuff, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna copy that. Let me show you. Otherwise I'm gonna have to retype all that. And this is one of the things that we have to remember, is to no redundancy. Alright, reusable code, we call it reusable code. Here we're gonna want to say disable invoice item. When you start to see here, you're gonna have to retype the whole thing again. Just do this. Alright, just do that, and go back to the this guy. Here we say call disable disable invoice item, like that. And watch this. So if it's not empty, we want to enable it. But what if it's not selected? call. That's the reason why those buttons are enable. Disable invoice item. Alright, and now I'm going to do the same thing here. Copy, go way to the top. We got disable. Now we're going to have enable invoice item. See there? And now we're going to say enable. Go back to the lock right here. We can say call enable invoice item. That's how it's going to work. That's how it's going to work. Yeah, let's try that. Now let's run it and let's take a look. Let's take a look. Log in. So the button should be disabled. Perfect. See there? That's how that works. Good. Now if we select this guy, it's going to enable this guy. Let's see that. It's not enabled when it's selected. Oh, we haven't called this guy. See there? You know what? It's in the display. Display right here. When we select, we need to call a lock. So I'm gonna come over here, copy, go back to the display, invoice, right here. We just make a call lock, and now it should display all items. Let's try again. Select. That's how that works. See there? That is dandy right there, and it looks like we can stretch this guy out just a tad more, or shrink this guy, or stretch this guy. Let's stretch this guy just a tad more, about 3 little lines. Let's stretch that guy out 3 little lines right here. One, 2, 3, and then like so. Save. All right. This time we're going to add some items, and cross fingers and hope it works. All right. Good. Select. Good. Let's add some stuff. Test. Oh, how come it's locked? How come it's locked? I bet you we did locking up here because we copied this text from here, text box from here. So we need to unlock them. Let's try this. See, we enable, but we gotta unlock. Not that one right here. txt item description locked false. Item price locked false. And I'm gonna copy this guy. Copy. put this guy right there. Log true. Save. We have to select this guy again. Now, there you go. Test. How about software development? Price, estimated price, 15,000. Save. Okay. Variable not defined. Remember this guy is ID. Remember ID. Save. We forgot to change that. That's alright. We know what it is. Okay, what is it? Oh yeah, ID. As a matter of fact, let's do this. We want to make sure that we go through all of them. Right here, ID. This guy, SID. Yeah, let's stop this. Well, you know what? We didn't copy this guy in here. That's the reason why. But yeah, so let's go ahead and add this guy in there. We did this guy. We didn't do this guy. That's why. That's all right. No problem. We are good at this thing. Let's change it. Add this guy an ID. See, this is an ID. That's good. What does it say? Yep. Looking good. This guy right here, delete, because we're gonna test this ID out. Now, another thing that you could do, instead of going through line by line, you can do this. Let me show you. You can just do like we normally do. We'll do this. Copy, type invoice item, and then just copy the right side, copy, pop back to the module, and remember all the stuff that we put in is at the top, and the end of this guy is this guy, delete. See, we're gonna delete that and paste and that should do the trick. Alright, save. Let's compile this. Compile that. Good. See there? So alright, so let's get back to our business. Close that out. Let's go ahead and close the whole thing down, because when I stop the debug, when I stop this guy right here, I might have destroyed my login, you see. So anytime you do that, you're gonna have hair scratching. So if you do the stop the debug, you have to restart the whole thing. All right, let's go to invoice. Looking good, and how about software development? This one is 15,000. Save. Look at that. Oh, look at this. We need to make that a this too. We need to make this guy a $sign currency. Invoice totals. Alright, let's fix that invoice total. We don't understand that. Alright, let's do this. Let's take a look at invoice total first. subform this guy. Her. Did I misspell that guy? You know what? Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's stop this. Let's stop this. Yes, let's stop this. We need to also fix the change this guy to currency right here. Select that. Go to all, format, currency. You see here? All right. And save that. And this label right here, I misspelled. I'll put a T in there, currency, but it's actually that. So that should do the trick. All right, that should do the trick. Yeah, what happened? I misspelled that guy. I put a T in there. Okay, that's why it gives you weird numbers. All right, let's take a look at it again. It's looking pretty good. Well, the CRUD looks pretty. Yeah, the CRUD works real well. All right, select. Look at that. Oh, did it save? Her. Okay. It didn't list all items. What the heck? Oh, I know why. Let's go back to the invoice form here. I'm going to close that down. Close that there. Close that too. There. Now we're at the invoice. So when we display this guy, when we display that guy, let me see, we call log, and the log right here. Okay, so if it's not null, we enable, but we got to do this too. We got to do this too. Form, refresh, form. We gotta make sure we list all items. That's why. All right, let's try that again. When we click on this guy, it's going to display. All right, it's going to display right here, display invoice, and then it's going to follow through all this guy. And when it comes to this locked text boxes, it's going to go right in here. All right, and then we identify. All right, if the invoice is not null, we want to refresh the subform and enable the items. All right, so let's see if that works. Select. That's how that works, and that looks better. See that? 15,000. Yeah, let's add another one. This one is additional function. This one will cost him 2,000. Save. Got 2. Good. And it totals. Let's add another one. Let's add another one. So that one was additional function. Let's add additional work. How about theme touch up? So the theme touch up is not that big a deal. So we're gonna, yeah, 1500. Save. See there? Now you can clear this guy. You see there? Good. And what if we delete this guy? Will it reorder our number? Let's try it. Delete. Are you sure? Yep. It didn't delete. What the heck? Did it delete? Let's take a look at the stuff. It did not delete all stuff. Why? Not query. Table. It deleted. Oh, I know why. And it did not do the all number. So after you delete, you gotta requery. Alright, so let's take a look. Delete. Oh, that's in the subform right here. When we delete, we want to also call this guy. You see, my bad. There. Call. Alright. However, see there, we didn't call that guy when we delete. We gotta call this guy. However, it did not do the expand that. See, it did not reorder her. So let's take a look why it did not reorder. Invoice item. We delete this guy. We never reorder. That's the reason why, mister. We add the code, but we never call this guy. Let's copy. Didn't we reorder that? Oh, you know what? We delete that function. Okay, I know why. My bad. Jack. So when we, remember we create an object over top of that and we pasted it. Let me refresh you what happened here. We did this guy, remember? And then we copy this guy and we paste it right over top of our delete function. That's the reason why. So let's add another one. That's alright, it's not big a deal. As long as you know what you are doing, it's not big a deal. Might slow down your code, but this is line number. Remember that? Gotta remember what you just did. Okay, so this and this right here we'll say set or s equals, and then we'll say open bracket set, and then we say select, actually select everything. This would be invoice ID string, you see, and then we'll say select set, and right here we'll say if rs bracket count greater than 1 greater than 0, then then we want to say not an I but an S right there. Say S invoice ID. My bad, guys. Invoice ID. Once we have that, we can say delete. Once we delete, we can say call reorder invoice item reorder line number, and then parentheses as invoice ID. Yeah, so what happened was when we created a new object, because of the ID, the invoice ID, we paste over this guy that we massaged. Alright, but that's alright, no harm done. All is back in normal. Let's try that now. Save. Let's go to this guy. We are going to delete this number 1 here, and it should return. It should display 1500 with line 1. What the heck? Let's add some stuff in there. Let's do some testing. Okay, we got that. Okay, we got that. Now it's gonna come in here when we delete. Yep, we got that, and let's follow through. F8. See right here, reorder. It's gonna come in here. It moves first. It's edit. Oh, forgot to update. Duh. You see what happened there? And that's the reason why. So yeah, update. So I did the edit, but I forgot to update. My bad. That's, yeah, this is things that you have to take a look at now. Now all good. Alright, what I forgot to do is to call this update. Alright, so anytime you add new or edit, you make sure you use update. Alright, so that's why. Alright, that looks good. That looks good. Alright, so if we delete this guy, number 2, it's going to be a 1 2. That's it. Delete 1, just 1, line 1. See there? So that's how that works. Alright, so let's add software consultation. Software consultation. This is not big a deal. This is a $1,000. Alright, save. Alright, and then we can say development. This is 1500. See that it adds totals up. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. That's pretty good. Now we could what we could do is just move this guy over here, align this right here to the edge here, if you want to be a little fancy. Alright, if you want to be a little fancy. Alright, what else do we want to do? Add here, how about 2 additional features? 2 additional features will total 3,000. Look at that. So that's how you add invoice items. That's how you add invoice items. Alright, that's pretty nifty. And you know what, we got some spaces here. Let me fix, let's go fix this space right here. Alright, well, before we do that, while we're here, look, if we edit it here, this all should be, this guy should be disappear, and this should be disabled. Let's edit and See this guy, oops, my bad. And this, see there, you cannot do anything with these items. Alright, it's all locked. Alright, so let's cancel. It comes back. See there? Good. And that's how that works. So if you add new, same thing. See there? Same thing. You cannot do anything to here to this invoice item because you're working on the invoice. Cancel. Nice. Edit. Perfect. Cancel. So that's how that works. There you have it. Invoice items. Happy programming. So in the next video, alright, now that we've got an invoice items, the next item that I'm thinking is when we approve this guy, you see, when we approve this guy, we want to automatically add these guys right here, and the items here, the first item would be let me show you this estimated cost. Alright, that would be the first item. There you have it. Invoice items. None to it. Oh, I almost forgot. We gotta fix this guy right here, a little gap right here. We need to move this guy all the way over there, and also you see this gap right here because we expanded the bottom here. Yeah, before we finish, let's fix this before we close out, before we call it a day or morning. Alright, it's yeah, almost forgot. Well, thanks for reminding me. Invoice. So all we had to do here, let me collapse this guy, select these buttons right here, and just move them all the way across like that, just like that. Alright, let's see. Also, if you want to yeah, this guy right here, not that one, but this label right here, let's make that label. See right here, we can make that label right there, and before, yeah, and make it bold. Alright, so that's good right there. Save. This guy right here, stretch this guy all the way down. Either stretch this guy all the way down or shrink this guy all the way up, so it's up to you. Yeah, so let's stretch this guy down right there, and there, just like that, and that should be good. And then we have a little white space right on the bottom there. Control S, save. That's all we're gonna do. And that's that. It's not that big a deal. Take some thinking and a lot of typing. Alright, so let's see. Alright, take a look at it again. There you go, it moves all the way over there, and look at this line all the way down. Select. Good. There you have it. It's nice and simple, just a lot of typing. Alright, happy programming. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, like, share, and hit that bell. And also comment below, and if you need help, inbox me. Thanks again.